anybody wanting to go into any office should have to take a heroic dose of mushrooms. I think that should be a prerequisite. Just like
I'm scared of that shit. I ain't
you
gonna
gotta
lie to
have
you.
like certain college degrees, this and that. You have to have worked in government somewhere for so long before you can go and become the president. I think before you can run the country, you need to be able to understand how to talk to the aliens.
Doing some working, and my homeboy called me from Africa, and
Whoa.
I don't talk to him as
Yeah,
often.
dude.
So,
No, that's really important. You need to talk to
yeah,
that guy. a
yeah,
hundred
it's my
percent.
one of my childhood friends, and we've been he called me because he's been seeing a bunch of the videos, and he so
Was
everybody
he
that I know, they call me about the videos. They be like, "Yo, something's wrong with you, bro."
your reaction videos or our videos?
The story times and stuff like that,
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
a lot of my friends was around for that stuff. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
they know firsthand.
Yeah. So they're like, "Bro, you brought back memories when you talking about that." I'm like, "I know, right?"
I bet. I bet.
He reminded me of some stuff that was happening back then. I was like, "Damn, I forgot about that. That was happening." Let me change my name. Damn it, I keep doing that.
I know. I just left mine. It's fine. It's not going to pop up in the recording, I don't think, but
Oh yeah, it's not, isn't? Yeah, fuck it.
no, it doesn't. It's just for us. So I know who
Okay.
you are cuz stranger danger. I just had a really awesome podcast with a guy named Scott Watley. Thank you for stopping in, by the way.
Yeah, I was in and out because I was messing with the dogs. So I was I came in the part where I was talking about being in the golf cart and you holding his balls or some shit. Said I had to come in this part, and
Well,
then I had to go back out and then come back in.
and I did confess to him, that the first time I had a comedian on, her name was Vanessa Scadudo, and me and Pat, like we were just like we thought we had to be in like epic comic mode, like
Hmm.
we needed to impress her, and we tried so hard to make her laugh, and it was just all for naught because we're not funny at all.
Yeah,
I mean we're funny, but like on the spot like that, everything was
yeah.
super hack. It was like, that's what she said jokes.
Right, right,
And I
right.
tried my hardest to not do that with him, but like the minute that dude walked in my house, like I can't. I was like, yeah, I was telling him, yeah, I put my dogs out, and he just started cracking jokes immediately like that, and I'm like, God, he is fast.
Yeah, yeah.
My brain doesn't move that quick, but it was really cool. And you know, wow, I will tell you this: these videos, these clips that you've been posting and sharing, collaborating with me on, they are just flying, bro.
One is definitely for sure. The one that I posted today, I was
Hmm.
surprised. I was like,
Yeah, the one I
I just
makes me look dumb. The one that makes me look like a fucking idiot because I don't know how many people.
out of out of all of the ones we did, that's the one that catches on.
It's probably because I look stupid.
I'm thinking this is gonna be the other ones we talking about real life stuff. No,
No,
it's the one I totally did not think was gonna go.
no,
It's always the one that I never think is gonna go.
people don't
Always.
want to see things that are uplifting. They want to see things that are like that they can bag on, people that can roast, or they can get in the comments and start talking shit.
So
Like
true.
I'm down with it. Get in the comments, fire me down, like roast me, bro. I'm
Right.
good. I got a thick skin. I have a sense of humor. I can take it. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm
Yeah. Most
looking
people
forward
don't
to
have
it.
it.
No.
Somebody commented on Facebook. It was like, he really thought that such as I like. We all make mistakes, brother.
Mm.
We all.
By the way, and I commented on, I think it was on the Instagram. I can never remember if it's Instagram or Facebook where I comment, but um it's number one as far as population, as far as land mass.
Landmass. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what when we looked it up, when Pat and I looked it up, that's what we were looking at, land mass, and versus like the population. And we are
Yeah.
number one as far as the population for the land mass. Something like that. But yeah, yeah, anyways, I know I looked fucking ridiculous, but it's fine. It's fine. I don't have any problems with it.
Oh
Um,
man.
fuck was I gonna say? I don't know, man. I'm really loving this. Like I'm really super happy that I got to do a podcast today with somebody, and now I get to do a podcast with my buddy, and we did mention I mentioned you, and I can't remember if brought it. I should have fucking name dropped the podcast, but I don't know if I did.
It's all good.
Yeah,
We in there.
collaborations are awesome.
Now we gonna name drop now. Welcome everybody to the oddly enough podcast.
That's right. He's the oddly enough person. No, we're both oddly enough. Uh, I need to figure out how to get that going on here. Let's see if I can figure it out.
It should be baked in. The
Hello?
pitch up
No.
and the
Yeah, but see, like the problem with mine is I think you have to do it individual tracks, like individual lines. It's fine.
got you. Yeah, I
Yeah.
got mine on the sidetrack right now because I usually have it on the no. I got it on it's my fourth. It's my fourth fader.
Mm.
Yeah, I got it on my fourth fader. Yeah,
Oh, plus I have my volume down. That might
that
not
will
work.
work.
I
Yeah,
wonder if I do that. Let's see. We'll turn that up. Check one. No, it's not doing it.
no.
Walking shit. See if this works. Dark piano.
Oh man.
I had downloaded a bunch of Halloween sounds for Halloween show that me and my friend Jennifer did
Hmm.
when we were doing the Beauty and the Beard podcast. And we were doing like every fucking holiday. It seemed like Christmas and Halloween and shit like that. So it was always themed. I have her with one of those voice things on, and she's saying, "I will suck your blood."
I will suck your.
And she starts
Oh, that
laughing.
is funny.
She started cracking up when she heard her voice, and is like, "You're gonna suck what?"
Yeah. I got a question for you.
Don't clip that.
I wrote a couple questions down.
Okay,
So, first question
we're getting
is,
serious now.
if money wasn't real, who would you be? Meaning, like in your dreams, well, for you, like pertaining to your dreams, your purpose, and like your passions, and even survival. Shit, I've added that as well. So, if money wasn't real, who would you be?
I mean, I'd be me. Like, I don't. I mean, there's a lot to unpack in that question.
Because this is the thing. For us to live, it takes money.
Of
Everything
course.
takes money.
Hmm.
So if that was taken away, what who would you be? What would you be? What would you be aspired to be?
Uh, so I don't know, man. I honestly, when I think about, because I've thought about that before, and if you haven't thought about that as a person, like something wrong, because there's a lot of people right now that want fucking socialism and communism, and they want all this shit. They want free everything, and not to have to work, and they want to be able to be given, everything, free homes, free food, free everything. So when you start thinking about that, like I really feel like it could go one of two ways. It could go you become just a lazy piece of crap and you don't do anything, which I think the majority of the world would
Facts.
do that.
Facts.
And or there are those creative types like you and I that would take our spare time and our free time that we don't have to work anymore. So now we're going to go out and we're going to do all the cool stuff that we enjoy doing like this. We're going to like like you and I would have a very awkward bond, I feel like, because I would probably be spending we would be spending a lot more
A lot more
time
time. Yeah.
together. Like if you didn't have to work, you just be like, I mean, we don't need work, we don't need money. I'm going to go take over a building and put all this stuff in it, and we're just going to go there every day and film. And we're going to just film stuff at the at a studio, and then we're going to go out and film stuff on the street, which would probably get really boring if everybody's just staying at home, just becoming a lazy sack of shit. You know what I
And
mean?
this
Like
and how would everything be given? Because who's making the money, or making who's doing the processing? And will humans do it for free?
well, that's the problem. And this is the problem with socialism, in my opinion, is that when you do start relying on some governing system to make sure you're fed, make sure you're housed, make sure you have everything that you need. It's their job to do that. You're relying on them. You're like now a baby relying on
Mm.
its mother. Okay. But the difference is your mother cares about you and loves you because you came from her. The governing system doesn't give a shit about you. All they really care about is more power. And when they control everything, they have all that power. And now they could take it all away if you do something wrong, if you step out of line. That's where like the social credit scores come into play. And I alluded to that today on my podcast because like out here where I live, they're installing cameras everywhere.
I heard about that.
Yeah, out here they're installing cameras everywhere, and they call it shit. I can't, there's a name for it, but and they're saying that it's for catching bad guys. And okay, I believe that to a little bit, but also, is it going to catch me like flicking the guy off that cut me off? And
Hmm.
is that going to like, am I going to get dinged on that? But that's how, over in, I believe it's China right now, they have a
Yeah,
social credit
everything is.
score.
Yeah,
There's cameras everywhere.
even to do purchases,
Right. And if you
they could
get out
swipe
of
their hand, all types of stuff.
Exactly. And if you get out of line or like you if you like shoulder check somebody on the street, as you're
It's caught
walking,
on tape.
it's caught on tape and your social credit score goes down. Like they literally have the ability to say, "Oh, you want to go travel this week? Well, you did, hip check or shoulder check that guy last week,
That's
didn't
insane.
apologize. So, we're going to go ahead and revoke your rights to travel." And they fucking do it.
Yeah,
And it'll come here eventually. I mean, I hope not. I fucking hope not because in the
it
what?
will. It's already happened because being from Baltimore, like you used to being observed all the time. Like
Mhm.
especially in certain neighborhoods, they got the red and blue lights that sit on top of the light poles, and you know it's a camera in there. And
Mhm.
they got smart after a while because they started like going into the pole and clipping the wire and stuff like
Oh,
that.
right,
But
right, right.
yeah, it's been a thing. Like that's why one thing I do like about Florida that is not a bunch of all like just cameras and speed cameras and speed traps and like no turn on red and like that.
We got them.
uh,
We got them.
yeah, not like up north though. Nothing like up north. Every stoplight is like don't turn on red between 4 and 7. Don't turn on red between 12 o'clock in the morning and 12 o'clock at night. I'm like, okay, so when can I turn? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like, it's just like it's always been a thing where they want to tax you for damn near everything,
right.
everything.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, it is here. I mean, we have all of that stuff. It may be in just smaller quantities,
Hmm.
but we have it. I don't know, man. That's the one thing that scares me is that, like I don't the idea that America was, created. We were and it was an experiment. Like people got on boats without knowing the landscape, without knowing anything, and they came over here and it's like I mean, they didn't even like I don't even know if they had like maps and shit, like they just came over here by the
They
stars.
did. They had the maps of the natives when they got
Right,
here.
right. Well, and that is a bad thing, but no one is native. Everyone came from somewhere. Like even the natives, they came here, and from what I understand, and again, I mean, I already fucked up like the whole population thing, so find me down for that. But like from what I understand, people came over. The
Oddly
bear,
facts. These are oddly facts.
Right, right. These aren't really facts. They're kind of like gym facts. But what I have heard and what I've read is that people came like the Inuit people came across the Bering Strait when it was you know accessible, and those people came here and they are the Native Americans. They ended up being, but so everybody's an immigrant somewhere. Like everybody, we all originated somewhere. And then we migrate.
But they,
That's what
but if
humans
they,
do.
but if you are the originator, then you're not an immigrant. Like my mom is an immigrant, but I'm not an immigrant.
Okay,
You get what I'm
true,
saying?
true, but I, I don't know. Like I just like I said, everybody, yeah, we all started somewhere, of course. But then in human nature, we want to learn more, we want to see more, so we travel, and you expand out, and you expand your territory and whatever it is. And I think that's what kind of happens with our, with humans. It's
Yeah,
like
most expansions is evil though. It turns out to be evil.
not necessarily.
Nobody gives up their land freely.
Well, no, but again, you know,
No, they take it.
well,
We going through it right now.
who's to say, yeah, where my house is and my yard and everything, like this is my land, Quody fingers.
Hmm.
I pay for it. But like before there was all of this, like being a homeowner and all that good stuff, like who's to say like whose land this is? You know what I mean? Like we all kind of own it.
I
Um,
don't believe we own anything.
no, we don't really own it. I mean, we're on a mud ball flying through the fucking cosmos at millions of miles an hour. We're lucky to like just be here. You know what I'm
The reason why I
saying?
say I don't believe, at least in America,
Mhm.
at any given time, police can knock down your door with a piece of paper saying, "Hey, we have the right to." At any given time, they could pull you out of your car. At any given,
Right.
like you don't own shit.
Yeah.
I've learned that over the years. Like you don't own a damn thing. You don't own your phone. You don't own your internet. You don't own nothing
Mm.
because they could come and hack it. They could take it away. They could whatever. If
They're
a
definitely
cop
hacking it.
wants to right now and they say, "Hey, we think that a crime happened. Even hey, we need your phone and we need to go through it. Court order." Like you don't own it. They
Mm.
could take it. You could be paying $1 million a year for whatever you're paying for
Yeah.
and they could come and take it from you at any given time. So that's why I
Yeah.
always look at everything like none of this shit is ours, man. None of this shit is ours, bro.
No, but I'm just happy to be here, man, because I can tell you that it's way worse in other countries.
No, of course.
There's a lot of countries right now that's why people are wanting to come to America. That's why people are wanting to come here because it's cool here.
But
You know,
I think it's still the same in the sense of no, even no country, nowhere in this world, nobody owns anything. Like it's always gonna be somebody could come and take some shit from you, and most likely it's gonna be the government.
well, if you allow it, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I,
How much can you do without dying?
true, true.
I mean, you got to
I
be
have to
ready to
be
die.
I have to be very careful about what I say. Now, I'm
I feel you.
self-conscious. No, but I mean, I don't know. I think that, we were given at the founding of this country and, all the, all the amendments and Bill of Rights and Constitution and all that stuff was put in place. These guys aren't mind readers. They didn't, unless they came to the future and they were like, okay, we have to bake this in. But like they wrote it with the thought that, they didn't want government to get too big. They didn't want them to be in so that we could push back. It's for the people, by the people, all that. It's supposed to be that. It's supposed to be, it's our stuff. You just kind of govern it. There has to be a leader. Everybody knows in every situation, in every tribe, there's a leader, and uh, unfortunately, I think our leadership has gotten way too big. And I'm not like
Mm.
one of these guys that's like, we need smaller government. But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of people up there that maybe don't necessarily do much, and they're getting paid off of our taxes, and you know, maybe those positions don't need to be available, to people. I mean, I think it's great. You want to make
Or
jobs
just
for
find better
everybody.
applicants, so better people that's qualified for the job. I think a lot of it is all of this shit is speculation in the sense of
Mm,
we speculate or we assume that somebody's gonna do what they say when they go
mm-hmm.
into office or whatever the case may be. We just hope. A lot of people just on a hope and a fucking prayer, and most people know how to. Most of these politicians or so-called politicians know how to manipulate and have people believe whatever they say. Like I could it's I know a couple people that literally go out here and fake the funk and people believe that shit. And I'm looking like, y'all don't see this? And it's not my job to point it out to them. As long as I know it. So they won't come to me with their bullshit. But I see it and I'm like, y'all are really believing in what this person is doing and saying and presenting themselves to be? Like this is not real. And y'all don't see this? So I just make it a note for myself. But yeah, most people are just fucking gullible ass pawns, man, and don't have a mind of their own, and they're gonna sit there and literally just be like, "Oh, this person sounds good." Okay, I hear it all the time. It's like a motherfucker just meet somebody for the for the first time and be like, "Oh man, he seems like he's a really nice guy." Yeah, the key word is seems. In between those seams is some cracks, okay? And I'm sure some shit in between them seams, okay? I'm just saying.
No, you're right. You can't. It's hard to get a beat on people. Like that's one of my biggest. I thought I always thought I was really good at like you know seeing through the bullshit and like
Hmm.
being able to like assess who's good and who's bad. But like over the years, over the past like maybe 9 years or so, I've realized I'm not very fucking good at it. And because I keep befriending people that like you know and I know you do it too. We both kind of fall victim to this. We talked about this last time, but it's just like you befriend people that like ended up somehow screwing you over, and it's because
But
of
I know it though. I
yeah,
see it. I
yeah,
see it.
mm-hmm.
I'm not
But
even gonna lie because I see it like in one of the situations. I
mm-hmm.
seen what this person was doing. I told him, I said, yo, stop doing that to other people. And they did the same thing to me. And I said it to myself. I said, they're gonna do that to me
Why you think they do that?
because that's just who they are. It's not that they necessarily picking you to do it too. That's just who they are. Like they're gonna do it to anybody. Because like I
Is it?
said, I'm telling you, hey, don't do this to this person. Don't text this person and tell them something, tell them to their face.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turn around and do the same thing I told you not to do. Because so if I'm telling you, that means I have enough in me to I'm telling you, hey, I wouldn't do that. So don't
Mm-hmm.
even think about even doing it to me. But I at some point, I know you're gonna do it.
I think it's
I know
just
it. I'm just waiting for it.
selfishness. I think people are selfish. They don't think about other people. They don't care about other people. They'll say they do,
True.
but then they're always angling for what they can get.
True.
Those types of people, man, just I- they fucking irk me. Like it's like you you're just out for yourself. Like you just want just give me, give me, give me. Just give me
Mm-hmm.
everything. It's all for me. What can I get from this person? What can I get from that person? And honestly, I know I think we talked about karma before, but I really truly believe that karma is a real thing and it's going to come back. But unfortunately for
I
me,
think I believe I'm living in it now.
yeah,
I
before
think I'm living in it now.
for me though, I've always been the guy that the karma they accrue the bad karma with, and then they move on. When I cut them off and I move on and say I don't want to live with because I'll be quick to cut a motherfucker. I will not like cut, but like cut them out of my life. And once I do that, they go on and live their little life, and maybe
And you destiny swap.
I guess. But listen, I'm always going to be good. I'm always going to be good. I'll find a way even in bad times. And I think that there's something to that, Tristan. And I know that you can probably agree with me that all the best things come from something negative happening.
That
The
is
best the
true.
best songs
A lot of
come from
times, yeah.
breakups, from deaths or whatever, you
So
know, uh,
true.
drug addictions, all that stuff, people the best comedy, the best, a lot of good things come out of strife. There's a
That
lot of
yin
people
and yang.
yeah, there's a lot of people that grew up poor or destitute that dragged themselves out of the muck and made something of themselves and started something and it blew up and now everybody can prosper off of that thing.
Yeah,
So that you know, there is a yin and yang for sure, which is almost what we called our podcast.
true. But I'm sure somebody already got that for sure.
Oh, it's too easy.
Yeah, it's way too easy. Way too easy. I think this is the dope name for this.
Yeah. And what's crazy, and didn't AI come up with it?
No, no, we came up with that because you
Uh,
said odd couple, right? And I was just like, okay, I like the odd part,
Well,
but
yeah, the odd couple thing, that was AI that put that in. I didn't get put any names in there at all. I just said take this picture, make it look like a podcast cover and name it, do all the things and just make it look cool. And it
because I was
just
just gonna
did.
name it Jim and Tristan. That's why I put it as originally. And
Yeah.
then when you said all of that, and I'm like, okay. And then we couldn't figure out if somebody had it, then we figured right away like somebody already had that.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, okay, what? I like the odd part though. The odd is,
Yeah, because
and
we're
then it just
both
came up
pretty
with that.
odd.
Yeah.
I have to agree. We're both pretty fucking odd. It's like Scott, he's got a podcast called The Alex and Scott Show. And he's like, it spells ass. Well, you can't
That's
forget
kind of
it.
that's kind of hard though.
It's
That's
kind of
kind of
hard. I
that's
know.
kind of
I was looking at it and I didn't even think
that's
about
kind of
that
hard.
part. I was just looking, I
Yeah.
was like, I even razzed him about it on the podcast. I was like, hey, great name.
Imagine the merch on that one. Oh,
The
that'd be
ass.
dope.
Yeah.
The
It's
ass,
literally
that'd be
the
dope.
ass. Yeah.
The ass cast.
It's fucking hilarious. But no, I'm good with it. I'm good with it. And interestingly enough, and I think we should probably talk about it. I don't understand, and I don't. I neither one. We were both perplexed. It put me, the white guy, in a blue suit with a red tie, like I'm a fucking Republican. And
With the White House behind you.
yeah,
And they put me in a flak jacket like I'm
put
going to
you in a
war.
flak jacket. Yeah,
I
like
mean,
what the?
they must know about me. They must have seen, hey,
Did they read our
he's a
bio?
gunman. They
Well,
must
yeah,
have.
but if they read our bio, if they or not that we have a bio, but if they like did, I'm not a suit guy.
Have you ever made a bio before? Because if you have, they could go off
No.
of that. Because I've put my name in Grok and ChatGPT, and they know some shit about me.
I mean, I put a Tinder account bio. That's about it.
Whatever they came up with came off of there.
Yeah, and I just copied whatever was on my Grinder account and put it on Tinder.
Hilarious.
Jokes. I don't have a Grinder account anymore.
Oh, I'm choking.
It hurts too much.
Damn.
Oh, that is hilarious. No, man. All right, so I got another question for you. What would you tell your younger self if you would listen?
Sorry, I had to do the rim shot, but like it was too late because I don't know where any
Okay.
of the buttons are. What did you say?
What would you tell your younger self if you would listen?
I think I've had. It's funny. I think Connor actually asked me this question once before. Um, I, God, there's so many things I'd tell my younger self.
Mm,
Firstly, like for the mental aspect, I would just give my little self a hug and say, dude, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna be fine. You know, I know your dad's not here right now, or he's not coming back. He went to get the milk and he never coming back. Um, but you're gonna be okay. And then the next thing I would tell him and be stop before you buy a bunch of bullshit and waste all your money. Stop and think about things and maybe just put it in a savings account.
uh-huh.
Listen to your mom, put that shit in savings and stop spending frivolously. And don't get that fucking credit card when you turn 19. Just don't do it.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get credit later on in life. It'll be fine. You're gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be good. But as far as like I wouldn't like tell them the future, like what, like horses to bet on or like that I'm gonna have children or get married. I wouldn't tell them anything like that. Mainly it would just be about being okay mentally and monetarily, and I would hopefully benefit from that today.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you?
Okay. First and foremost, I would tell myself to take more risk. I would tell myself to not to be so impulsive at that age. Um, make better decisions in the people that you bring around you. Vet them very well. And sky's the limit. Like you could do anything. You literally can do anything. Like I had that um fearless attitude back then, but I didn't believe in myself as much. Like other people believed in me more than I believed in myself. You get what I'm saying? And I think I would definitely tell myself, hey, believe in yourself much more because you literally can do anything, anything. And that's what I've learned over these this 40 years of my life that I can really do any fucking thing. Only thing that stops me most of the time is money. That's it. Whether it's if I want to go back to school or whatever, if I want to get some more equipment, or if I want to, a lot of stuff, it hinders me to go further, but it's not stopping me to learn. And that's another thing. Learn as much as possible. Even though I've always been that person, but learn as much as possible. That would be
Laud,
my thing.
yes.
That'd be my
Laud, yes. That's another one I think I would probably, because I didn't like to pay attention in school. I didn't like, I didn't like
most people
school.
did.
I,
Most people didn't.
no, I fucking hated school. And honestly, I should have not been I don't think that, yes, I know. Okay. We're about to,
Where we at? How many minutes we at?
well, it says
Oh,
we're
yeah.
at,
Okay. We good. We
but
good for now.
the next one is starting now, but it's
Oh,
fine.
shit.
It's fine. We'll let
We
this
just
one
roll
run
right
out.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We might have to duck out and then jump back in, but um, I think a lot of people that like don't excel in school or like are in ESE classes or special ed, whatever you want to call it. I think really it's they have a different learning style, and traditional public school does not suit them.
There
They
you
need
go.
something like a Montessori school or something
Mm-hmm.
like that where they can be hands on, and they have teachers that teach differently.
Yeah.
And I think that's honestly that would have been I would have benefited from that greatly. But you get what you get. You can't choose which family you're born into or whatever or what the situation is. You just kind of have to make what you have work.
Yeah. And yeah, for me, being that my mother's first generation, I'm first generation. My mother came here and my father came here to America. They didn't, especially my mom. My mom didn't know about a lot of things as well, like
Mm-hmm.
certain things to put me in, or like she knew I had talents.
Mm-hmm.
Like she knew I could sing. She just didn't know where to hone those talents, or like, you know what I mean, get me more help or stuff like that. Like, but when I started getting older, I just started doing shit myself. Like whether it was a job, like literally, my mother didn't have to tell me to get a job or clean up or anything. Shit, like none of that. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
already like my homeboy just had to remind me all of that shit. He's like, bro, you've been a man your entire life. He said, I don't remember you being a boy. He said you were really the man of your house. I'm like, damn, I really was. But I grew up um knowing that I had to show an example. I had to show a better example of a person, of a man, to my little brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And that was always the main goal until I wound up being 17 and have my own child. And then even then, I'm like, okay, my little brothers and my son is close. They damn near, you know what I'm saying? Damn near brothers almost because they so close. So, I just knew that I had to make something out of nothing because my parents came here with nothing. You get what I'm
Right.
saying? And they
Mm-hmm.
made something out of nothing. And um, that's just been the goal for me the whole time. It's just like, hey, I have to make something happen for my family. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Mm-hmm. No,
So
I
it's
feel the same way. I was like the man of the house for a good portion of my life, and I took that role. I was just a little whip. I wasn't nothing but a little whatever. My mom used to say I looked like a worm with the shit slung out. Um, I don't know what that means, but
that's some
because
country shit for real.
it is. I was a
Oh
little
man.
guy, but I felt like it was my job to protect my sisters, to protect my mother, and I did everything I could to try and
Yeah.
be that person.
Yeah.
And so yeah, and I used to anytime I hung out with anyone, it was usually someone much older than me. So I've always been like an old soul.
Yeah.
So
Same
no, I
here.
get it.
Same here. Yeah, I've
Hmm.
always had older friends, or my friends was either they bigger than me or they older than me, but I'm always been quote unquote the leader of my crew. You know what I'm saying? In the sense of where everybody came to me. For whatever. They always come to me. Even like, and I'm not gonna say leader now, most because we it's not like a younger thing. But now a lot of my friends, I don't want to say they look up to me, but they admire the stuff that I do. That's a better way of describing it. They admire a lot of the stuff that I do because I'm like, they're like, bro, where did this come from? Like, we knew you did this, we knew you did that, but like, damn, where this whole podcast and shit from coming from? Where this then to come from? Like, where all of this? And I'm like, it's just, be creatives, bro. Like, and I cannot not create. I have to create. I have to do something. If I don't do nothing, what the fuck am I here for? God, this is what God put
Right.
me here for. I know my purpose in life. You get what I'm saying? Like my purpose in life is not to fucking work to the bone and that's it. No, I'm here to entertain. God gave me talents that I have to fucking use. I have to use this shit. He gave me a voice. He gave me the brain to put these words together. He gave me all of this, like whether talent for music, for edit, whatever it is, I have to do it. Because if not, then I'm wasting what God put me here for. You know what I mean? And whatever the
100%.
end goal is, I don't know what the end goal. I mean, not the end goal. I don't know whatever the ending is besides death, but whatever that is, I'm still striving for that shit, man.
And that's all you can do, man. That's all you can do is just keep trying, latch on to something that you love to do and the thing that makes you happy the most, and just keep plugging away at it until, you know, it becomes what it is that you do. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I know that's why you're doing what you're doing. And that's why this thing is so cool, man. That's why this friendship is awesome to me, is because I'm honest. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Like, I haven't met too many people in my life that like think like I think. That I, like you had said in the last one, or one of the last ones, I don't know, is that we can bounce ideas off each other. We have like minds, creative minds, and it's cool, to I can just text you like this morning, it's like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
you want to
Mm-hmm.
do you want to do one of these tomorrow, or do you want to do one today? And like I did a 2 hour podcast,
Exactly.
and then I
That's
just,
why I was like, that he gonna do it right after. I said,
oh
that's my
yeah,
guy. That's my
as long as
guy.
I look, I had to, the whole last hour of that podcast, I had to piss so fucking bad. That is one of the drawbacks to doing a live
Yeah.
podcast, is because you
Yeah.
can't really
Okay, take a
stop.
break.
And I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't find if I can find an opening and where I can say, "Hey Pat, you guys just talk. I'm going to go take a piss." And like it was right towards the end, he had to leave, but cuz he had an event or something that he
Mm-hmm.
had to do afterwards, but I was just like, "Y'all talk, I'm gonna go piss." And he's like, "Well, I gotta go." So I was like, "All right, fuck it, we'll end it." And then it was like another story came right there. I was like,
Yeah.
"God darn it!" But he's cool too. Like, the thing that I love about this medium, doing podcasts, being a social media person, or even just being a photographer or videographer, like, it does put you in rooms with people that
Facts.
are similar in ideas, similar in thoughts, and it feels really fucking good, you know.
You know, and I know we're about to go into the next part, but I
Yeah,
want to,
minute and a half.
do you think that most people, because this is actually one of my questions that I wrote down, do you think that most people are living in a performative state instead of just living? Like
A
they're
hundred,
just performing for social media and that's it. Like they don't, every real life doesn't even matter for them.
100%, a hundred
Yeah,
percent.
I
And
believe
let
so, man.
Yeah, it's easy to see. I mean, you know, whether it's uh, a religious belief or a political belief or an ideology or what have you, it's like, where'd you get that from? Well,
Mm,
they saw it in a TikTok or what have you. And not only that, but it's like some of these people don't even believe the shit that they're saying. They just put it out on social media to get, like we talked about last time, just to get clout, to get clicks and likes, and even the negative shit. They want to
yeah.
stir up that fucking conversation in the comment section that just blows up the video and makes it go viral, because that's what everybody wants, to go fucking viral.
Hmm.
let
Hmm.
me let me get my viral blow up. I mean, it's like, come on, bro. Like, first it was the TikTok dances, which absolutely blow my mind as to why anybody even watches those fucking things.
Thank you. The shit is stupid.
It is the
It is
most,
the most idiotic. These just people doing random ass moves. That's not even mediocre. They below average,
yeah,
below mediocre. Like this
yeah.
shit is not even
It
like
looks
what
like
are we
shit they
what
teach you in elementary school. It's like the lowest, it makes you look like the lowest common denominator of a human. Like
Facts.
if aliens were watching TikTok, they would probably be like, "What is wrong with these fucking apes? What is wrong with these naked apes? You know, like what?"
Listen, it's funny you said that though. Did you see that Trump is saying that Obama um told us that there was really aliens because Obama did a podcast and then the guy asked him, "Oh
So
yeah, about
you
Area 51 and all that
Yeah,
stuff."
yeah, yeah. No, I watched that like three times, and it's they it was reporters. They asked Trump. They were like, "So did you see that Obama has said that the aliens are real?" And he was like, "Well, he shouldn't have done that. That's that's classified
Classified
information." And so the
information.
guy goes, "Wait a minute, are you saying that there's
That they real.
aliens?" And he just said, "I don't know." He's like, "I don't pay attention to that stuff. I'm not into that." So I mean, he recovered pretty quickly, but
But
I
you're saying it. There's no way around it. You
I
because you just
mean,
it's like, well,
look.
he told y'all classified information. So it is true then, because you said it's classified
Well,
information.
yeah, I mean, obviously, we know it's true. I mean, but it's like every time. Look, I have a real problem whenever the government comes out and goes, "Hey, there's fucking aliens," or "Hey, there's a third Earth inside the Earth," whatever. Like I have a real problem with that. I'm like, what about all the shit that's going on in the Epstein files? What all about all the shit that's going on in these other countries? Could it bleed over here? Like what happened to Venezuela? What happened to Ukraine? Like what are we
It's so
doing? You're
much. It's
talking
so
about
much
fucking
happening.
aliens?
Yeah.
Like
You know who the aliens
it's
are though? Mary-Kate and Ashley. Have you
I
seen a recent picture of them?
oh yeah, no.
Yo, they look up a recent picture.
It can't be any worse than Ariana Grande.
Oh, it's
She
worse.
looks
It's
horrible.
worse. Listen, Mary-Kate and Ashley looks like they're damn near 60 and they look like the Crypt Keeper. Oh
Oh
my God,
shit.
you seen them? You just looking at
No.
them?
No, I
Oh,
clicked on the thing and it pulled it into the wrong spot.
oh,
I'm gonna look it up now. Let's see.
they look bad, bro. Like, and then the way they was dressed, it was like they was like some horror movie or something. I don't know what kind of genes happened over the years that both because listen, you gotta have bad genes if both of you still look bad together. I could get one of y'all looking bad, but both of y'all looking bad, that's insane.
Yeah.
They just did like a cover or something like that recently.
These
And they
are all
like,
old pictures.
yeah, you gotta see.
Wait
I
a
don't know
minute.
if I'll be able to
Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen.
yeah, because they look bad, bro. I'm talking about sunken face, like they
This
look
one, I
rough.
mean, I don't know. Let me see. Share.
Look up recent either magazine cover or some shit like that. Okay, has started sharing a screen. Double click to enter full screen. I'm not,
Like,
okay,
is this one?
that's one of them, but the
Is,
newer one make them look even worse.
yeah.
I'm trying to see. I don't see it on a
Let's see.
put in magazine cover. Recent magazine cover and see what happens. They look bad. That's definitely aliens. That's what aliens look like in real life. That's what how rude.
Yeah, right.
Mary Kate, man, they look horrible for those little cute little kids to this,
What the hell is going on with her eyes?
bro.
I mean, they're still
Ah,
pretty. I don't know.
nah, man, it was another one. I don't know if I'm so mad I can't.
This one looks pretty rough. I don't. They starting to.
Yeah, nah, man, they
What
had
the
a
fuck is
oh,
that?
boom. That's one of them. That's one of them, but it's
Why is it
another
so
one.
glittery like that?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
one of them.
is it this one?
No, they're wearing like not that one. It's like they have like ruffle, but it's something in that realm. But they took. I'm hoping it wasn't AI because that shit looked bad.
Might have.
It looked bad, bro. But they already look bad, so it's like,
Oh my God, is it this one? They compared it to the girls from the fucking Shining. Why is it so blurry like that? That looks like shit.
bro, how they uploaded it.
Probably. All right,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
because I've tried to steal photos from the internet and it come
kill
out
that.
blurry. I'm like, I know this looked clear a second ago.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's some creepy shit going on for sure.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna hear anything else about Venezuela because they're gonna, you know why? They're gonna try to do whatever they want to that president.
Yeah,
You gotta think once they have him in custody, they could do whatever the fuck they want to.
yeah,
Because who's
agreed.
gonna come over here and get him?
Yeah, who is?
Like, who's gonna come and get him? The only people that could save him right now is what, the UN? Maybe. I don't know.
No one can
I don't.
save that guy because he is a drug dealer.
Is he?
Yeah, the people of Venezuela will tell you that. If you
Mm.
watch anything, dude, when we took him out of there, those people were partying in the streets. They were excited. They were happy. He they had an election and they elected a president, and then he just kind of usurped that person and took over.
Oh, so he's pretty much like the new age what's my guy that they killed? Escobar.
Basically,
Oh, because Escobar,
yeah.
he pretty much he even though he wasn't a political person or whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
he pretty much was because he was
Yeah,
paying everybody. He owned everything. He built all of the schools. He did everything. Like, you know what I mean? Any
yeah.
politicians you take him. That's really what they why they started getting at him because he was like taking out politicians and shit like that.
Oh
And then
yeah.
remember when he did that hit? I think at like the airport or some shit like that. Was that the airport? And they
Which
hit one of the big people in his car.
which one? Who
Uh,
who are we talking about now?
uh, uh,
Talking
Pablo
about
Escobar.
Pablo. Oh, so
Yeah.
I see you switching up on me, man. We were talking about Maduro, and then you switched it
No,
up
that's
to
what I'm saying. I'm just
Escobar.
saying like he was like a
I
Maduro
don't know
before.
enough about that guy. I don't honestly know enough about the other guy, from Venezuela. All I know is from what I've seen from people, that have.
Yeah, I don't know about Maduro either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but the people in Venezuela are like, they come on, they make TikToks and they talk about it, and they're like, we are so happy. We've never been so happy. Like, get this fucker out of here. He's just a dictator, you
I
know?
think is it Venezuela the country that they give gas for free because like the I want to say that they so destitute there that like money is damn near obsolete almost.
Well, I don't know about that, but apparently they have a huge oil reserve. So it's possible. But I mean, and that was the thing that people were saying, that that's why Trump did that, so he could go over and take over the oil reserves and, take basically, and honestly,
Goes back to what I said earlier.
but some of those people, okay, so they've been giving their oil uh, to other countries for a long time because of him, because of that guy. And the people that live there don't give a fuck. They're like, we don't care. Somebody's going to take it. We don't care who it is.
Because they were
But
supplying Russia not too long ago, right?
yeah, which is
Yeah.
another, that's why you saw you saw China, you saw Russia come online and say,
Mm-hmm.
we, very much, you know, like, don't like what they did, and we don't, because they're about to lose all that oil.
Exactly.
They're,
They don't care about Maduro. They care less about him.
no, they don't care about him.
They care less. They're just gonna
Mhm.
put another person in charge that could help
Mhm.
them still get their oil reserves.
Yeah, and apparently he had a bunch of people held captive, uh, and this is just what I understand happened. They After they picked him up and got him, they went back and started just bombing the fuck out of like their
I
installations.
seen that.
And they
Yeah.
said, they were like, we're going to keep doing this shit. And they were very strategic about like where and to not hit any. No one died. No locals. No, nobody. And no innocent bystanders. No civilians were
Technology is that
hurt.
good that they
I
could see if
guess.
people are in the buildings.
I guess.
I'm not gonna assume it's not. I think it
Yeah,
definitely
but
is.
how?
Thermal
Whenever,
sensing and all of that.
listen, when we first started hearing the surgical strikes, whenever Obama started bombing, it was drone bombing, and it's like, how surgical can you get with a bomb, dude? That shit blows up everything in its path. Like, what?
But I mean, there's sophisticated bombs out here.
I
There are bombs
guess.
that target. Like I've seen some stuff, man. Like especially
I'm too stupid to know.
like even one of the ships I used to work on, they were putting lasers in the ship.
Hmm.
They put fucking laser. I'm like,
Hmm.
that's wild.
Well,
Y'all really have lasers.
I know that there is definitely the technology where if you have boots on the ground and you have one person that can laser a target, and then they can shoot a bomb, shoot a missile from way wherever, and it'll wherever that laser's pointed to, that's what's going to get hit.
They have technology, so much technology in the bomb just to blow it up.
Yeah,
Like they would spend millions on one missile
that's
just so it could
unfortunate.
it's some heat seeking or whatever the case may be or whatever technology they have in there. And I'm sure it's some shit that we don't know and would never be privy to us. But there's definitely a lot of technology because when you hear about what they spend, shit, just on the ship that I was on some of the ships I was working on, they spend like 500 million on
Hmm.
one ship. That's not listen, that's just to build it. That's not
Right.
even to maintain it. To maintain
Hmm.
it takes even more millions of dollars. That's crazy because some of these contracts that I found out after because I started talking to the government guys and stuff. They were like, "Bro, you know how much this contract is?" They were like, "This is a $2 million contract for 2 weeks."
Yep.
They're like, and I'm sitting here calculating. I'm like, okay, so we got 12 people. The other contractor got 12 people. This we are probably getting paid 20 something dollars an hour. They probably getting paid 20. And I start doing calculate. I'm a numbers guy. Like I start running numbers real quick, especially when it comes to money. So, and I'm like, they still got a lot to wiggle room. Like we may have only covered the whole $200,000 budget. I mean, 200,000 out of the budget, and they still pocketing 800,000 out of that. You know what I mean? If it's $1 million, so yeah, man, it's money in that shit. It's money, and they throw money out left and right. The government don't want to pay, but they'll pay.
Hmm.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. There's money in war. I mean,
Oh, it's the biggest money.
why do you think we keep having them? I mean, like
Yeah,
you look at some of the reasons why we've gone to war. It's like
ego
fucking
shit.
it's a lot of ego. I mean, and this is something funny that George Carlin had said. He's like, it's not hard to see the bigger dick theory in play. He said, what's that? They've got bigger dicks than us? Bomb them. And
Facts,
all the bullets, bombs, and everything are shaped like dicks.
facts. I keep saying this about everything. I loved that we were able to see I'm not Russia's, Ukraine's president, Trump, and the vice president. I forgot the damn vice president name. That's how much I get pay attention.
JD Vance.
JD Vance. That they were on camera showing exactly what they do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
I loved every minute of it. Was it embarrassing? Yes, but we got to see how embarrassing and how human these people are because people forget that. They think
Yeah.
your job is your job and that's everything and that's the end all be all. It's like no, they're fucking human too.
Yeah.
They have emotions, they have egos. They're running countries. They're running countries. One person is the so-called leader and is going to take the blame for all of this shit. Because ain't nobody saying
Mhm.
we blame Senate, we blame Congress, we blame no, they just like blame him. You know what I mean? So
Well, I think that Trump and JD Vance had a hard time taking that guy seriously because he is literally a comic. He
he's
is
a
a
comic in real life for real.
That's what he did before he was president. He was a comic, and he played in a movie where he was the president of Ukraine, and then all of a sudden he's the president of Ukraine.
But why? I mean, I don't. I hate that people think that you can't have different careers. You know what I'm saying? Like
No,
look at
I get that.
what's the wrestler that became a mayor and he's been Jesse
Jesse
Ventura,
Ventura.
and then
Yeah,
you
but
got
that dude's
fucking.
fucking crazy.
But I'm just saying it happened. I don't. The reason I say this
Arnold
because I'm
Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like who the fuck would have thought Arnold Schwarzenegger would have been? You know, but
Yeah, but
you
look at who
could
he married to. I mean, he was married to a fucking
Kennedy,
Kennedy.
right? Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, still, man, when you look at that whole dot, like they all still human. You can pivot. You can pivot into politics. Some
Yeah.
people passion. They might, I'm just throw a person out there. Allen Iverson was one of the greatest freaking football players in college.
Mm.
But he's one of the greatest basketball players in his grown life. And he'll tell you, I love football more than I love basketball. It's just that
Mm.
I got picked up for basketball first, in the sense
Mm.
of I got drafted. They didn't want to draft me to the NFL, so I went with the NBA. But you know what I
Mm.
mean. So there's things
Yeah.
that most people are passionate about that you may not even know. Like
Oh,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? Just like we found out stuff about each other that we found out like, oh shit, I didn't know you did that. I didn't know you. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know you did music in the beginning and all that stuff like that. Like you find out all of those different things over time. And somebody, I would be a horrible person to be like, well, you're a fucking podcaster. Just keep doing that.
Well, I mean,
You know
like
what I'm saying? Like
Ronald Reagan was an actor, and there's some people that will say that he was the best president we've ever had, which I
Ronald Reagan
don't.
was an actor?
Yeah, you didn't know
I
that?
didn't know that. Hell no. I just know
Welcome to the
Reagan to be a
world.
fucking drug dealer. That's all I knew.
No, but and I don't take that what you said like away from anybody. Like everybody
Right.
should be able to, do whatever, and if they feel, if they are feel very strongly about something. Like I wouldn't even mind. Like some of the comedians that we have here in America are very fucking smart, and they're,
Yes.
and
Extremely.
but not saying that I don't even know Zelensky. Not saying that he's not smart. But there was a Candace Owens. Do you know who Candace Owens is?
Of course. Who
Okay.
doesn't?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Who
But there was
doesn't?
there was a thing where she put out a video saying that Ukraine is one of the most corrupt places in the world, and
Mm.
I think it was NBC or it was some publication that like clapped back at her, and they were like, "Where do you get this information from?" And she's like, "Fucking really?" She pulled up their article
Excuse me.
and said your article. It said in their article that Ukraine is one of the most and she's like, I got it from your fucking article. What do you mean you're clapping back at me? Like what? But
Hilarious.
that's the hypocrisy,
Yeah.
and and it may be corrupt. The thing about what I try to remember about all these places, whether it's you know Ukraine or Venezuela or uh Israel, Palestine, like you got to remember it's the people. They're the civilians. A lot of them, most of them, I would venture to say, are just trying to live their lives.
Facts,
And
man.
all the people that are in the military and in the government, they're the ones that are making strife. They're the ones that are making it harder for everyone to live. If they would stop with their bullshit, I guarantee you the people that live in Palestine, the people that the civilians of Israel could probably, and they do. There's Israelis that live in Palestine. You know, I mean, if I'm not right, then maybe somebody can correct me. But I'm pretty sure they've been intermingling for many years. But
Hell
it's
yes.
governments, people of
Yep.
power. Those are the problem areas. It's like just stop fucking being an asshole and let everybody live peacefully.
I
Let's
just
do that.
believe no one man should have all that power, like Kanye said. Like it's insane that we put this much into. I know it's not just one person because we got Congress, all this other stuff,
Yeah.
but for
What
the
do you
most
think would
part,
be better? Do you think like what we got or like a tribunal of great minds?
I think it'd be corrupt either way.
You think so?
Oh yeah,
You
humans
know what
are
I
fucking corrupt, bro.
you know what I think? I think it should be a prerequisite that anybody wanting to go into any office should have to take a heroic dose of mushrooms. I think that should be a prerequisite. Just like
I'm scared of that shit. I ain't
you
gonna
gotta
lie to
have
you.
like certain college degrees, this and that. You have to have worked in government somewhere for so long before you can go into like, become the president. I think before you can run the country, you need to be able to understand how to talk to the aliens. You need to be
Or
able to.
maybe ayahuasca,
That's even
or
better,
yeah,
even better,
yeah.
even
Because I said I
better.
wanted to do. I said I wanted to try that. If I could find a
DMT,
shaman,
ayahuasca.
yeah. If I could find a shaman,
You
man,
don't need
is
a shaman. I'll
yeah.
be your shaman.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Come hang out with me. Come hang out with me and Pat. Let's do a shroom cast. It'll be good.
I'll fuck around and be on your
Now,
roof somewhere and shit.
one thing I will tell you that I know to be true, and this is what I didn't understand it until much later in my experiences. Um, uh, Allegedly, but because I don't want.
Right, right.
Anyways, is that when you do have a bad time or what people like to call a bad trip,
Hmm.
it generally stems from unresolved and unresolved issues that you have going on inside of you, and until you can steer head on into those unresolved issues and resolve them, and once you do that, you'll notice that things get much chiller and you will have a much better time, because the first time for me was really bad,
Mm,
really bad. I didn't I wanted to, it was like a being at a party you can't leave.
mm.
and it was just where they were playing like
I'm scared of that.
all the worst music,
I'm
but
scared of that.
you can't be scared, man.
My homeboy, listen, God rest his soul before he passed away. I never forget. I said, Joe, what you think I'd do if I took an e pill? Because they into e pills and all that shit.
I'm not really.
And I'm like, and he's like, I said, what do you think I'd do if I took an e pill? He said, kill somebody.
No,
I said, what? He said, bro, you'll kill somebody. I
no,
said, why would you think that? He said, because whatever emotion that you got at that moment, that's what it's gonna alter. I said, damn, so you think I'm a fucking killer? I was like, I said, you just think I'm just running around just randomly killing motherfuckers? Like, what? He's like, no, bro,
no.
you gotta, he said, yo, you very aggressive. And that was when I was like,
Mhm.
my homeboy was just talking to me about that in Africa. He was like, bro, I could hear it. He said, even in your videos, I could see the change or not the change, because I'm still, but the evolution of the mean Tristan to the damn, bro, you actually fucking you're palatable now. Like
I think
you're not ready to just bust somebody head for no reason and shit. You know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
yeah, I think you have maybe you've let go of some of the aggression, and what I see is someone who's extremely passionate about life and about what you do. That's what I see. I could be wrong. It could be
No,
some
that's it.
aggression in
That
there,
is
and
true.
maybe at
It's a
times
lot of
that
aggression. It's a
yeah.
lot of aggression to me.
But
However,
it's a fine line between passion and aggression, honestly.
hmm facts.
And I've never felt any type of aggressive behavior from you in all the times that we've hung out, all
That's
the
what I'm talking about.
times we've talked. I've never felt that from you. I've never
What
felt
I'm talking about.
scared or nervous. Like, like some people you be around, you're like, I
What's
don't
gonna
know,
happen today?
I
Like,
might need to get the fuck out of here.
yeah,
I've never felt that from you.
yeah,
Never. There's been some times when you're deep in thought that I'm like, damn, that's a scary looking bitch. But I know I do it too. I do it too. I have
yeah.
the worst resting asshole face. I have the worst of a lot of people that I've met. Like people who talk to me, they're like, when I first, and you probably get this too, but when I first, before I met you,
Yep.
when I first saw you, I used to think that you were just an asshole.
Yeah, shit, you told that to me about me.
Yeah.
I was like, I get it though. I
Yeah.
get it. And
Hmm.
I understand it. And I don't take offense to it because I understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand who I am. I understand that I have a certain level of one aggression, passion. And I don't agree with everyone. And I'm also a person that I like to be straightforward. Especially I'm fucking too old to be sitting here, trying to lie to you or whatever case, just
Yeah.
trying to appease you. I'm not trying to appease. I'm trying to
Mm-mm.
learn from a person. And
Right.
if I hear some bullshit, I'm gonna call y'all on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Rightly so. That was a trait that took me a long time to get to acquire, to like get under my belt, like is to be able to speak my mind and tell people like, hey, you're a fuckhead. I don't want to be around you, and I'm going to go ahead and cut ties with you. I,
Facts.
Good luck in your life, and I wish you all the best, but I won't be part of it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
a
a ghoster.
hard. Oh,
See, I'm a ghoster.
bro.
I've ghosted so many people, and then like
Same.
they don't know what happened, and they just be like, "Damn, I ain't talked to you in
Same.
forever," and be like, "Bro, you know why we ain't fucking talking? Like, you know what you did? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have to tell you what you did. You know what the fuck you did.
Yeah.
So why? There's no reason for you to say we haven't talked in years and nothing like that, motherfucker. You could have called me and it said something. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
That's a two.
I got a close homeboy that he did some. I ain't gonna say it on here, but he did something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was from some street shit, and some people wanted me to do something to him, and then he did something even worse, but to add on to what the shit was.
Mm-hmm.
And I never forget. I looked at him and I never forget. I said to him, I said, yo, they want me to do something to you. I can't even say it how because I'm gonna put this on YouTube, but they want me to do something to you. And I said, I can't do it first and foremost because you my peoples. Secondly, I'm not, I can't that I know your mother, I know I can't even live with myself with that, especially for what is going on. And then he just went even more and doubled down and did some other shit that I was just like, bro, are you serious? And I ain't talked to him for about 2 years. And then literally he just showed up at my door. And I'm glad he showed up 2 years later because the aggression, the anger, the the disappointment, all of that left. Because when he just knocked on my door, and I opened the door. So I looked out the window and shit, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And I opened the door, just looked at him for a second. Said, man, come in. And we just been back ever since then. That's like he my brother. Like he's not even, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, at that time, I didn't want to speak to you. I didn't want to see you. And for 2 years, I didn't see that man. And he just showed up at my door one day.
Yeah, you're
And
a
I
different
just
person now, and it was the right time.
yeah, yeah. Time,
You
time
know,
heal time heals wounds when nobody dies.
right, right. It's
When
true.
no when nobody dies, I could be like, okay, I know who you are. I ain't gonna deal with you on a certain level anymore. But I rock with you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like you my peoples. I don't wish no bad. I don't wish, but I know for, and I'm not talking about him per se. I'm just saying in
right.
general. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But if you my people, it's like, nah, I fuck with you. I have unconditional love for my real people. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? I might not like what the fuck you doing, but I have unconditional love for you. You know what I mean? Unless you're doing some despicable shit like some Epstein shit, then yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm rocking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've got people that I've ghosted, like one in particular, and what's crazy is she didn't do anything to nothing negative. No, there was no nothing. This woman and we became friends. I won't get into the whole how that happened or whatever. I
We'll talk
became
about it
friends.
off camera.
Well, it's just a long story, but um, we became friends, and she had her own business, and she worked by herself because she used to make soap. Is what she did.
Mm,
And what I do, I'm out by myself. So we started calling each other every day. And so much so that she like bought me a Bluetooth, like one of them things you go around your neck and you put
yeah, I remember
the
those.
earbud in.
Yeah, I
And it
had one
was
of those.
because it was noise canceling, and because what I do for work is very loud. So she bought me one of those so we could talk better and clearer. And literally, we would talk. I think she would call me about 8 o'clock in the morning, and we would talk till like 4 in the afternoon.
Gee.
And there were points in the day when we would just not be talking. We would just both be listening to each other breathe. But I helped her and a lot of her like relationship stuff and mental stuff that she was going through, and as well, she helped me go through my stuff.
Mm,
And it got to a point when I found myself, it was almost like she was like, it almost felt like she was just like a guardian angel, out of
mm.
nowhere. And once I felt whole and complete, like she gave me this, it was like a sign that she gave me almost, that it was time to kind of let go. And the last thing I told her was, "Hey, I love you." And then I stopped talking to her. And
Wow.
I have not talked to her since. And, again, there was no malice, there was no ill intent, there was no bad feelings or anything. It felt like we came and we did what we needed to do for each other. We helped each other get through a lot of shit for a long time. And when we were both felt ready, and it was just like this thing just snapped.
Yeah.
And it was time to, move on. I
Mm,
mean, if I saw her today, I'd run up to her and give her a big hug and squeeze and tell
yeah.
her I love her and miss her and stuff. But I'm not going to go back to that. I wouldn't be not friends with her, but I'm not going to like run around and, call her every single day, or whatever like that, like we used to. It's just, I don't have that in me anymore.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I literally found a way now to, when I find that when I have an issue in my brain, something that's really troubling me, that's causing me strife or causing me depression or any kind of anything, I work very hard to go into root cause. And then once you find out root cause, you can figure out how to fix the issue.
So true.
And so I have that technique inside of myself now, and I don't really care to, I mean, I don't really need anyone else. Obviously, I'm all for, therapy or psychiatry, psychology. If I need to go and talk to someone, I will pay someone to talk to. I'm not against it. I've been going to therapy or some type of, therapy since I was a kid. You
Right.
know, After my dad took his life, my mom put us right. She was so good. She put us in family therapy,
I
and
never
then
knew that.
we did single, separate therapy between, for me and my sisters, and yeah, and we did that on and off throughout our whole lives. Every time my mom was very smart, and she would watch us like a hawk, and if she saw changes in our behavior or changes in our mood, she would say, "I think we need to go see, who so and so." And okay, and we
That's
would just
dope.
go, and I would talk, and they would assess, and we'd figure everything out. But I never had to take medication. My sisters did. but or one of them. But I don't.
You weren't there, were you?
All that's a haze to me. What do you mean? I wasn't there.
Like when it happened?
What, when my father took his life? No,
Yeah.
no, no,
Oh,
no,
okay, okay. I was just
no,
wondering because you said she put you in therapy. I thought it was more on top of just,
no.
but
It
y'all
was
were
just
like going through grief therapy.
grief therapy. And really, what's crazy, this is a weird admission, but we're already talking about it. It's fine. But as a child, you don't understand these things. Okay,
Absolutely.
when my father and my mother split, I did not understand what was happening. I
Mm,
was so young, I didn't know what was going on, and then he would come back and pick us up and take us places and stuff. So I was like, he's still around. It's cool, cool,
right.
cool, cool. And
Still
then
active.
yeah, so I was like, oh, and then one day he just like kind of stopped coming around, and I didn't know. I and this is me thinking as a 4-year-old child. And I don't really, and, our memories are shit anyways.
Hmm.
So for me to try and say that I recall how I felt or whatever, but I just remember being sad because it had been so long. And I'm like, isn't dad supposed to come pick us up this week? And, I don't remember how my mom handled it or how she talked about it. I just remember going, okay, that part of my life is over. That
Damn.
person's gone now. He's not coming back. And I joke about it now with he went to get the milk and never came back bullshit. But like,
Right, because I heard you say that earlier, and
yeah,
I just thought it was a joke. I never knew this.
yeah. No, I mean, it happens to a lot of people. But
Yeah.
like I said, many, many years of coping with it, dealing with it personally and professionally. It's just, you get to a point where you like of acceptance and, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's tough, man. Losing a parent is tough. Losing
Yeah,
a loved
I
one is
haven't.
tough.
I think even losing, especially at the age you were, is even more tough. Like for me, my dad got to get up to at least 60 something years old. You know what I'm saying? Before he passed, and I was able to gain a better relationship with my dad before he passed. Which we didn't have a bad relationship. It's just that
Yeah,
he just wasn't around. You know what I'm saying? Like he was. And once I found out what it was, like
doing
we
his
just
thing.
like, yeah, and he was honest with it. My dad wasn't. He a lot of women and shit. But he want a lot of he want a lot of his kids. He want
Yeah,
a lot of his kids, especially me. He definitely ain't gonna lie to me. God rest his soul.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I get that. I
No,
get
I,
that.
I I do think about it. Like a lot of times, I think about like
Yeah, right here.
what would life have been like?
My daddy
Oh,
probably can't see it, but it's supposed to
yeah,
be a light under it. It's a light over here,
yeah, yeah. That's cool, man.
and then I got my brother over on this side.
Oh,
Me and my
oh, that's
brother on
dope.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shit. I might have to get me something like that. But
yeah. My
you
lady done
know,
got it for me.
I've got a picture in my room of my mom and dad and my sisters. I wasn't born yet in the picture, but my mom likes to go, "You were in my belly." I'm like, was I? Because when I do remember seeing that picture for the first time and really when I could like think, when I was coherent enough to think, and I was like, I got sad because I wasn't in the picture. But so my mom's thing has always been, "You were in my belly." I'm like, okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
Let me
cool.
ask you, since we get just a few minutes left,
Yeah,
quick, if you could do it quickly,
4 minutes.
what is your earliest memory that you could remember? Earliest memory.
That's a hard question because I think I remember things, and it may have come from what I've been told, from what
Mm,
my mom has told me, what my sisters have told me. But I don't, I mean, there's been things that they told me, like the ride home from the hospital when I was just born. They've told me stories. And so I have a working memory that my brain put together. The
ah,
AI in my brain has
yeah,
made an image of what that looked like.
yeah,
So it's like really memories are weird, man. And some people say that a memory is just a recalling of a memory. It's a memory of a memory. So it's like,
yeah,
that's why like eyewitnesses testimonies, they're really not that good, you know. But I don't
I
know. I
could
would.
remember all the way back to a toddler. My
Yeah.
earliest memories are as a toddler, and it wasn't what was happening. It was when
Mhm.
I went to sleep. It was a dream that I had every single night
Wow.
for for about I don't know how long it was for, but I know every single night, and I could remember. I remember this dream, and I'm a toddler.
Mm,
I don't remember this dream. I will be in a dark, like a dark, big ass room, big
mm.
dark room, and then I'm on a conveyor belt like this, and then just boom, I just fall. And when I fall, I never hit the ground.
Whoa.
And I had that dream, but I'll be on a conveyor belt for a while, and it's like the light just shining on me like this, and I'm
Mm,
just going through the conveyor belt and just boom, and
man.
never fall.
Maybe that was you being carnated into your body. Maybe that
Maybe.
was a memory of that. Because
'Cause-
that, look, dude, we don't have time to get into all
yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking theories that I
yeah.
have. But like, you talk about aliens and shit. Like, I truly believe that aliens are us, and that
True.
this right here, this visage, this meat suit that we're wearing, I think the Well of Souls is real, and I think we are put inside our souls are put inside these bodies to live and to learn as much as possible. And when the vessel is of no use anymore, when it's worn out its time, it's like you go back to the Well of Souls, and then you share that knowledge with the collective, and then you get wiped. They wipe your memory, and then you go back down and you do it again. I
Yeah,
think that's what happens, and I think aliens are us from the future for real,
I agree. Because
straight up.
listen, just doing this is alienistic to me.
Yeah,
We do this without any thoughts.
right.
You move your hands, you breathe, you
Hmm.
blink, you do all of these different things. Your heart is beating, your brain is moving. Like all of these different things is doing it without us even trying.
Yeah. And there's people that are studying this shit, but no one can they can't map consciousness, and they don't really know
Oh, that's
how the brain works. They
mm,
know what it's like, they've like defined what it's made of, and that there's neurons and this and that, but like how do
still
you
all made up shit.
yeah, how do you exactly
Still
everything's
all
made up.
made up shit.
Everything's made up.
Facts, man. It's like we just here, bro. We here, and it's like we need some sort of validation for our existence. So we just come up with shit.
Yeah,
But yeah,
100%. But yeah, I definitely think that, and I think it's an interesting thought for me. It's a comforting thought for me. It may be the opposite for some people, but for me it's comforting, like, oh, I'm here to learn as much as I possibly can, no
yeah,
matter what that is, and that the information that I bring back is going to be super helpful. Maybe not all of it, but they probably don't need to know my porn selection, but
oh man, we had to
yeah,
end right.
yeah, we're about done. You want to
All
say
right,
anything
y'all.
to the group?
You already know, man. It's your boy Ever Curse. Everything will be in the description.
Hell yeah. Jim with the Graybeard Podcast. This is the Oddly Enough Podcast. Come back and see us.